Hi guys, this is Stacy with Yellow Cottage Soapery, and I'm going to do a little video on making a mold, in-bed mold out of moldable putty. And I did do one a little while back where I made my Christmas bulbs for one of my soaps. But I figured I'm going to be making a wild watermelon soap, and I have these that I want to make embeds out of for the top. They were actually lollipops that I found at a candy store, and I have 4 of them, so I want to make a mold for these so that I can embed them on the top of a soap. So I thought, since I'm going to video making the soap, that I would go ahead and do a video where I make the mold for these. So I think I'm just going to try to fit it in the bottom of this dish. And like I said in the other video, you just do half and half, approximately. And then you just go ahead and mix them up together really well, so you don't see any more of the white in there. You have about 2 to 3 minutes to work with after you mix them, and then it'll start to harden on you. So you just kind of want to work quickly. Now, you don't have to have a container or anything like that to put it in. I just do so that it maybe has some sort of shape or whatever to it, but it's not. You can just do it right on the paper and press them in, and that's fine. You can still see I've still got some little white, I don't know if you can see, little white streaks in there. So of course, when you put whatever you're going to mold in, you put it face down. So that's the part that gets molded. I just had to buy some more of this stuff yesterday. I bought it at Michael's, and it's like $22, and I had a half off coupon, so it's still like $11, and I'm using, probably half of it right now. So I'm going to look online and see if I can find it in a bigger quantity, less expensive. Now, you want to make sure you don't make it too thin. You could even, I guess, use like a little rolling pin type thing, and roll it out if you want to make sure that it's more even. And you don't want the bottom to have it so thin that when you put your embed in that it, touches the bottom or whatever, because I did have one little light bulb on my last one I made that I must have pushed too far down, so there was a little hole into the bottom, which is no big deal. It was just one of them. But there you go. It's about, and it doesn't matter if there's air holes or anything. All you do when it's hardened is just push it and it pops right out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press these in. I'm worried I did a little too thin, but I think it's fine. It's not showing through the bottom or anything. And you want it to have like a little cavity, so you can even press kind of around it to give it a little lip, sort of, so that the mountain pour doesn't just kind of drain out. Okay. And have them a good distance apart. And when you push the second one in, it's going to push some more towards the other one, which is good actually, because it kind of forms a little barrier. I just kind of go around the outside of it and do all that. And Usually, it says 20 minutes to leave it. This starts to harden. I can pop these out in about 10 minutes and use them. Now I'm just kind of trying to push in around the outside to give it a little bit of a barrier. And if you look on the bottom, you don't see that I pushed them in too far, just enough to have a cavity. Okay, I will be back in a minute to show you guys what it looks like when I pop them out. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, it's been about 15 or 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these out. And as you can see, obviously you can't see the lines. I'm going to put those on there myself because there's no indentations. So just the little seeds will have lines. Now I probably will just do a solid melt and pour in there and then go ahead and paint the little seeds in the border on. So I'll show you those when I get finished making them. Hi guys, I am back and I went ahead and popped out my watermelon from the mold. And this is what they look like with just the melt and pour. And then I went ahead and I mixed up 2 different shades of green and some black for the seeds, and then the 2 colors are for the rind. I went ahead and I was testing out the color to make sure it was okay, and I went ahead and made this one. I thought it turned out cute. So I'll just go ahead and paint a couple on camera so you can see how I do it. All I do is mix a little bit of my colorant with alcohol, and I used to mix it with some glycerin before I painted on like this, but I found that it comes off easily on your hand even after, you know, it's been plenty of time for it to dry. So I mixed it with alcohol, just 91% rubbing alcohol this time, because I think once the alcohol dries, the color will dry too, so I won't have, you know, it won't come off as easily. And this black is just a black oxide, which, you know, I hate oxides. Especially black, it's like, it just makes such a mess. Okay, so there's a few for the seeds, and then I've got this bigger brush to go ahead and do, actually I'm going to do the inside green first, the lighter green. And then I just take a little bit of the darker green. Now, this is something that you're going to want to do right when you mix up your colors, because even in your little container there, they'll start to dry up. And then I just paint the sides too. I'm not going to worry about the back, but so that's how they turn out. I'll just do another one and then I think you get the picture. And unless you're a perfectionist, you know, they don't have to be perfect. I find it easier to kind of pick it up Okay, there's another one. Alright guys, I will be back and I will attach the making video on the end of this video once I make it. Okay, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.